God, I muted my mic. Ouch. Come here. Alright. Y'all plugged in. Y'all set up. Should be able to just... put a pause on that. And... Yep. Okay, we're good to go. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Okay. I don't have long. Let's get this party started. I got it a little angled in front of my TV again, so. Hello, welcome. I know I did it last stream, but just to make sure everybody knows, this is an authentic cartridge. This is not an authentic controller. But this one is. I am playing this on a honest to goodness. Yeah, there we go. Honest to goodness CRT. Everything you are seeing is a real N64. This is not a hoax. Okay, I gotta re-angle that. There you go. This is probably the most bizarre thing I own, because this was the only Resident Evil game to ever be put on 64 for one reason or another. I think my video cut out again. There you go.
Resident Evil 2.
Volume's good, sounds good. Alright. Where am I? Yes. Okay. I think I'm gonna be seeing Mr. X here soon. Just got a feeling in my gut. That was not the right door. So for further context, I have played and beaten the remake of 2. So going through this is not unfamiliar, but some of it is. So this is somewhat a fresh experience. I'm not new to the series, of course, but... Oh, well, that's not good. I might get back to streaming Pizzeria Sim at some point, now that I got a new headset that could actually probably detect stereo sound. I can unlock that. Ah, good lord. Am I gonna have to... Okay. That was loud. Flying enemies are not fun in these games. Get out of there. I didn't bring any healing. But I brought ink ribbons for some reason. Yeah, this is probably where we're gonna get introduced to him. Right about now. Okay. So, I'm probably going to be restating some nonsense I spieled already, but this game came out in 1998. Maybe not this port, just wasted a bullet there. But this game, the original, came out in 1998. The original Resident Evil 1 came out in 1996. but both are set in the fall, and one is set in the, I guess they're both technically summer, but one takes place in July of 1998, and this takes place in September of 1998. This is almost directly after the aftermath of Resident Evil 1, when they found out that Umbrella was doing shady stuff in the mansion on top of the Arklay Mountains. What are the background? Leon's first day on the job, and it's this. You know, that's pretty exciting. Why do I get the feeling that this ink ribbon here is not a good sign of things to come? I'm not going to save here just in case this is just me walking into death, because I could be a little bit more prepared. Yeah. Come on, Leon, run. If I could find even just a green herb, that would be awesome. Are there more outside? No. I think those noises are coming from the shed that we just exited. I think when this playthrough's over, I've been considering doing 3, but I probably want to do a once over fully. I've played a decent chunk of it, but I probably want to do a once over fully before diving headfirst into that game. This is going to be trouble. I'm not making it past the crow hallway either way, so... Ought to put me back in that menu. Alright. Ignoring what we just did. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get mauled here. Unless I get very, very lucky. Nope. Okay. Well, I'll enter there a little bit more prepared, I think. I wasn't quite ready for the smoke from the crows. Six handgun. Don't want this on me. Do I want to take the knife back now? Probably isn't a bad idea. Before Mr. X gets here, I think I'm gonna scavenge for more resources, probably. That might be a wise decision. Okay, well that wasn't helpful. Let's Probably a better angle. Come here. There we go. We'll use a D-pad now. It's a bit better for movement. I might be repeating stuff I've already said from yesterday's stream, but major consensus on remakes in this series seems to be that the originals are better in one way or another. Just to state it again, I can't disagree. I think Resident Evil 2 Remake is good. I don't think it's better than the original. What's this? Oh! Yeah, sure. I especially feel that way about 4. I think 4 Remake does a lot of good, but it does not do enough good to completely replace the original Resident Evil 4. What's over here? That's just an exit, I think. Yeah, looks like it. Guess I'll go through. The new experience that 4 brings to the table, 4 Remake, I should say, brings to the table, is by no means bad. I don't want to misconstrue anything. It's not bad. But it's not the same as 4. A remake should feel like a replacement, more or less, to the original. I did not get that feeling from 4 Remake. I think I got... It's not necessarily a remake, but it is a... maybe you could consider it a remaster. But... Majora's Mask on 3DS. That was interesting. They changed some stuff that didn't really need changing. They updated the lighting, and the lighting got messed up because of it. And on top of that, the controls for the Zora swimming, I don't know how they did it, but they messed it up. You know, it didn't feel the same. It feels a lot nicer on the 64 controller for whatever reason. But the real crime they committed with the Zora controls is that they made it so that your fast swim requires magic to use. And because there's so much just empty space with water in that section of the game, you're going to end up running out of magic. And I felt kind of the same way about this remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake. There were a lot of sections where I just ran out of ammo because zombies take way too many shots to kill. Maybe it's just because I was playing on a harder difficulty or something, but it took way too many shots to kill. Special kind of key, gotta remember that for later. There's a couple other drawers I think we could open with the key. But what's really important is getting something to defend us. More ammo, additional upgrades that extend our magazine, something. Now, we haven't really seen a full cutscene yet. I think some of the intro has been shown, but during gameplay we're gonna come across a couple cutscenes where they're using rendered models, and we'll hear the voice acting later too. The because this isn't a CD-based system compared to the PS1, which PS1 was, the audio had to be bit crunched down. So it sounds much more tin canny compared to the PS1 version. And the models couldn't quite be rendered the same way that they were rendered in the PS1 game, so they look a little bit off. They already look uncanny, so it just adds to it. Like the mouth movements and stuff. For me, it's a little bit delayed because I'm listening to the audio basically on a second-party source. I have my TV audio off, and it's coming in through my OBS software, and I'm just hearing it kind of a little bit distinct. That's what we're looking for. And that's all my small keys, but I think that's all I can use them on for now. I know I've been bugged about getting to Crow Country this month, but yeah, this year, if I can get to it. That might be the next project, and that I would just play on my laptop. I could have bought it on PS4 and streamed the PS4 gameplay, but the other thing I've been considering this month specifically is Elisa. Playing through that again. But I could save that for November because it kind of is like a... I don't want to use the word liminal because that's not the right word, but the setting is in between fall and winter-ish. So I think November is a decent season for that. Other than that, I'm considering returning to previous stuff that I've already played, like I said, Pizzeria Simulator. That'd be fun to jump in and just see if I could get something more done. I don't think I'm ever gonna get the good ending. I don't think I'm good enough at the night gameplay for that. But you know, it's something maybe I could try. Faith, the Unholy Trinity. Like I said when I first streamed Chapter 2, I have beaten the game already. But not on my Steam account. That was on my brother's Steam account. We played it together last year on a roommate with our roommates in the dorm. So that's something I could also do. That's all that's off the top of my head. Dead Space. I've been considering Dead Space. I think that'd be interesting. And other assorted Resident Evil games, you know. 4, either the original or the remake, doesn't really matter. I have both. In the original I have 3 versions of, I think. I bought it on Switch, liked it so much I bought it on Wii. Liked the game so much I bought it on PS2. The worst version aside from the original PC port, so... Alternatively, I ordered Pizza Tower on Switch, and that should be... That's cool. Awesome. It's got like a screen... Looks like I shot through the screen. That's a cool effect. I can say I was not expecting that. I did order Pizza Tower on Switch, so that should be coming either Monday or Tuesday. I pre-ordered it. I'm not saying I have to play it on the channel, but if that's something people are interested in seeing a first playthrough of, I am fairly knowledgeable when it comes to Wario Land type games. I would certainly not be opposed to playing it. I probably wouldn't play the whole thing. I'd probably just play part of it. I'm trying to think of stuff to say about RE2 that I haven't already said that's interesting enough. Well, that's something interesting. What we picked up earlier, the handgun modification, is the Matilda, which I can control a little. Choose for it to fire a 3-burst shot. Yeah. Well, that just happened. Okay then.
Resident Evil 2.
You know what? Just to make sure ain't nothing go wrong. How do I do it? That is something I haven't mentioned yet that I did mention yesterday. You saw the little at the bottom expansion pack. That is something that I gotta think for a minute so I don't get this information wrong, but it further, I don't want to say boosts the power, but that's kind of what it does, I think. Mostly sure. It's able to render, I think it's able to render more stuff. But that was bundled with Donkey Kong 64. And other games that use it are Majora's Mask, GoldenEye? I think GoldenEye uses it just to improve graphics. Banjo-Kazooie might also. A lot of Rareware games actually use it, surprisingly enough. That guy's not dead. That guy's bolting. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let that happen, dude. Okay, thank you. Now I have an excuse to use that. Okay, to make this a little quicker, I'm going to use the ladder in the center. So I don't have to go all the way around and downstairs and then all the way around and back up. Because that was unnecessary. I forgot that the ladder was there. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to cut it short here in another 30 minutes. I got to be up early tomorrow. There's our modification. The alternative, I guess it would be a returning game, would be, I still gotta practice Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3 for when eventually my group does that. I don't know when that's gonna be, considering one of our computers is broken, and I don't see it being repaired or replaced in the near future. But that might change. However, I will do my best to get the first of that series edited. I haven't really had time to do that because I've been streaming every night. Typically when I do my own, I don't want to say private, but personal gaming sessions, playing through something for the first time. I'm going through Dragon Quest III right now. Or video editing tends to be in the evening, just because I have more time to do stuff then. I don't want to not stream next month, but I will be streaming a lot less, maybe once a week instead of every day in the week. And I'm still debating which Zelda game I want to do, because next month is Zelda month, so I will be participating in that in some capacity. I've been thinking about Twilight Princess. That one is my favorite. I don't think I'm gonna get it done in a month unless each stream is like a few hours long. No, I don't want to go through the door. You know what? I'll take it. Happy accidents, right? Yeah, I don't wanna I did this last year with Majora's Mask. I don't want to extend past and I know it's partially my fault just because I didn't really pace it out very well. But I went past Zelda month into December streaming Zelda month stuff. I'd like to be able to confine it to November if possible. Not because I dislike Zelda or anything. I just know it's not super popular with my current viewer base. But I have a huge passion for Zelda, so at least a couple theories are in order. I think I got some ideas. You know, I might just... Okay, well, that's fine. I've got some ideas. I've got some theory ideas. I wouldn't say they're too super interesting, but it's enough that I think a decent discussion could be wrought from them. I think it'd be, at the very least, entertaining. Was there anything back here? I don't think so. Nothing special. Doesn't appear to amuse much. Probably doesn't have time to be working for... Yeah, okay, never mind. Some more handgun bullets. I want to see what's in here. And we got jump scared by zombies last time. But I'm gonna take them out. Not so hard. I think this might be an item room, because it's too dangerous to go back outside. Never mind. It's a door outside, I guess. Might as well, we're here. I got a feeling we're going to be encountering Mr. X pretty soon. I keep saying that, but this time I feel it. The first time I died to crows, second time the game crashed. Sort of. I don't know if an N64 cartridge can really crash, but you get my point. The game froze and decided that it was better to... I thought you were gonna be over there. let me see. Is there anything else off the top of my head? I think Mr. X works the same in this game as he does in the remake, where he can't enter save rooms. I'd be surprised if he could. However, I think Mr. X works differently in this game comparatively. In the original game, he is a constant and present threat. And the remake, not the original. I'm playing the original. Unless I said the remake and I'm just going crazy, or I'm tired. One or the other. Probably the latter. But constant pursuer doesn't always know where you are, or you're on the map, but you know, you can listen for your footsteps and stuff like that. Cool, pretty cool. That is one positive change I'd say in the remake. In this game, I think it's just random when he shows up. Like, he's not in a specific area. I think it literally is just random chance sometimes. I wonder if it does more damage now that it's got the attachment. Where'd that guy on fire go? Got a lot of handgun ammo. I'm not complaining. Alright, is he down? No, okay. Something I found out, it's pretty obvious, because I would be using it if it wasn't the case, but there is no quick turn. There's no function that gives you a quick turn. Not until 3. In 3, there's a lot more maneuverability added to the game. Jill's able to quick turn. She's got a dodge, which is almost necessary for some of the tougher enemies. Like, oh, cool. Like, Nemesis. Nemesis is fast. That dodge is too useful. Nothing useful on the shelf. Interesting. It didn't... Nope. Can't carry. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. We need those shotgun shells pretty bad, honestly. It's been neglected and covered with dust. I think we got everything in here that we could. An armored stone statue. The stand reads, Tyrannos the Brave revives with 2 lights. So we gotta find lights, I guess. Maybe the bishop. Turn off notifications from snipping tool. Why would I have notifications from snipping tool? What is... Huh? Why are there notifications for snipping tool in the first place? Why would I need to know? Get off my screen. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Mr. X is never going to show up. Ever. Well, we got the diamond key. No, not that. I wonder what we're going to use the valve for. It didn't get rid of it when I was finished using it. So it's got to be something else. I still don't know what the gems are for either. Yeah, I'll leave the herbs. Let me see, where can we go now that we got the diamond key? Diamond key's pink. We could go visit Marvin. It looks like there's an extra door that we can unlock for a short. No. On the east side, the pink door on the east side, that's one of the one-way mirrors. The game said it was magic mirror, but whatever. So we could go check that out too. In the remake, Mr. X is pretty slow, and I doubt that's different here. I'm guessing he's a pretty slow stalker enemy. I always go back to it. I'm going back to it again, Elisa. I might go from above, because that liquor hallway always makes me nervous. In Elisa, you end up with a stalker enemy after finishing the first fifth of the game, quarter of the game. Not really finishing it. Well, right before you finish. Yeah, right before you finish the first quarter of the game. Maybe fifth, but that fifth part's a little short compared to 1, 2, 3, and 4. After picking up one of the party hats used to open up the first boss fight, a giant doll in a glass container comes to life and starts chasing you. The reason given is because the main character, Elisa, looks like the once human doll's daughter, Elise, who you also find later in the game, and can help her or steal her prosthetic limbs and turn them into your own prosthetics. Which, you know, it's not nice, but you need it for one of the endings, so... Two of the endings? I think it's just one. Technically speaking, two. But you don't need it for the first of the two. Still trying to figure out how to get in there. Gotta figure it out. Probably go from third floor? We haven't explored any of that yet, so... I think it'd be wise to save here. Just because we're going into unknown territory and... we got plenty of ink ribbons, so I'm not worried about it. At the very least, I want to play a little better than the person who owned this before me. Or maybe it was the person who sold it to the person who owned this before me, but... I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm bad at these types of games. These survival horror, tank control, resource management, blah blah blah. In fact, I'd say I'm pretty good at them. But that doesn't mean I'm not prone to making mistakes in these. Games like Resident Evil 1 Remake, Elisa, I'd say Elisa, yeah. Resident Evil 4. I know those games like the back of my hand. It's not often I mess up in them, but, you know, everybody does. That's not good. And it's taken care of. I find them... oh. Well, I'll gladly take that. I find them pulling this a lot in this game. They didn't really use... the lock is broken and can't be opened. Okay. I didn't find them doing this too much in Resident Evil 1, putting a huge group together. I think it's just because of... you know, early game syndrome. They didn't have everything quite figured out yet. Let's see if we can... There we go. Come on. That's right. There we go. Is there one more? Yes, there is. I think that ought to do it. And we're gonna need that now. It's better to use up handgun ammo than it is shotgun, because we're gonna need the shotgun for boss fights and stuff. And clearing out those big hordes of enemies, like we just did. Oh. Well, there we go. We're gonna need to use that in the dark room there. Looks like that's everything from this room. I think this door was locked. Yeah, now they've got a shortcut. I think. Looks like it. No, not a shortcut. This was where Marvin was. That's right. Yeah, I downloaded this this bot that gives me a transparent chat for, I mean, both Twitch and there's Marvin. Hi, Marvin. Marvin, no! Marvin. He's going in for a kiss. I think he's okay. Oh, well. I'm not going to get banned for that, am I? I just feel bad now. He turned zombie. I couldn't do anything. If you're just tuning in tonight, didn't see part 1, Leon and I, all of us, tried to save Marvin. He pushed us out and then locked the door behind him. But it looks like Marvin took out a couple zombies with him. So, in the end, he is triumphant. He told us to go find survivors, and we're not really finding any. Memo to Leon. To Leon S. Kennedy, congratulations on your assignment to the Raccoon City Police Department. We all look forward to having you as a part of our team and promise to take good care of you. Welcome aboard. From all the guys at the RPD. That's sad. And now he's having to shoot all these would-be cop buddies because they're turned zombie, so. Additionally, we got the heart key. I don't think it says that yet because I haven't observed it, but, you know, it shows a heart. It's heart-shaped. I don't think anybody ever accused Leon of being the brightest bulb, but, you know, he tries his best. There's a waiting room by the reception desk. I don't think there's anything left in this room. One of these days, Green Jacket Sid is going to be retired. I'm going to find my bathrobe and it'll be Green Bathrobe Sid. Don't you worry. One of these days I'll find it. In the midst of recording stuff on and off Friday nights with my guys, I've recorded some Smash Bros. Clips. They're not the best audio quality because I accidentally had 3 streams or 4 streams or something of the gameplay going at once. So the gameplay is very loud. And on top of that, The second half, I stopped the recording to make that change, fix it. Second half, the last like 20 minutes that I recorded, nothing. I didn't get nothing. No audio. I'd have to double check to make sure that's the case, but I'm 90% sure that there's nothing there. I need to look at my Dead by Daylight. Take the cord, not right now. I need to take another look at my Dead by Daylight recording, because I did something similar for that when I recorded it, because I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with recording it in windowed. I think it was windowed, yeah. It just was not. I should have known better. I really am truly sorry. I should have known better. Alright. Let's take this thing out. And that lady and other people, I think I got one viewer, one concurrent viewer. That lady, and I guess gentlemen, if you're down the line, ladies and gentlemen, is why you conserve shotgun ammo in these games. You never know when you're gonna need it. I'll come back for that electrical plug. I don't really know what that's for yet. So, I have been in the process of filling out a bunch of paperwork in order to get to Japan. I'm going to be studying there for a semester or so. I think a little bit. I think it's a little bit longer than a typical semester by a couple weeks. Let's hear. I don't need that yet anyways. And I gotta tell you, it's probably one of the most interesting process I've had to go through. There's a bunch of information I didn't think they'd ask for. Just like that's not what would have come out the top of my head thinking about it. But yeah, in hindsight, it makes a little bit of sense. Club. That's a save room, I believe. And that leads down to the basement. Are we gonna get to Ada Wong? The Queen? There's certain like financial stuff they want, and it's just not what I was expecting. Here's another sound effect that's the same from Resident Evil 1, the dog getting hit. And I think the crow was the same too, the crow sound effect. Wow, these are a lot beefier than the Cerberus for some reason. These are just regular dogs. They're not bred to be, or mutated to be, particularly attack dogs or anything like in Resident Evil 1. Oh shoot, okay. In Resident Evil 1, Umbrella specifically bred zombie attack dogs. Yeah, I'm not messing around with that. One at a time. I see you. I see you. I think he's stuck in the wall. Is this the main garage? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. I don't know why I'm carrying the film reel on me. There's no real use for me carrying it right now. Reserve power control panel. Power can be routed to the areas with insufficient power using these 5 switches. Using all the power may cause a short and cut the power supply. It's a switch. Will you move it? That was easy. What's this? Oh, yeah, I'll take a map. So, typically, Resident Evil characters get a key item that they always have on them and does not take up inventory space. As you can see here, Leon's is a lighter, which is not what I'd expect from him, because later games, specifically Resident Evil Code Veronica and Code Veronica X, Claire is gifted a lighter from her brother Chris, which I stated this last stream, but whatever. She gives to one of the guards on Ashford Island so that he's able to escape. You know, he's not guilty of anything, really. He's just kind of there doing his job. And she can recognize that. Doesn't want some innocent man to be left on an island to die. Weapon storage. It's electronically locked. There's a card reader on the left. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a card reader, I guess. Or a card, I guess. Yeah, Claire being the kind person she is, she doesn't want to leave an innocent man alone to die. Which is much more aligned with how Claire is. There's another complaint about the remakes that I'm gonna share. Is that a liquor? I think that's a liquor. Lakers. Saying it again. Cannot see. They can only hear. So we need to be very quiet when there's lickers around. Which is honestly a lot easier said. That looked like handgun ammo a little. A lot easier said than done. Evidently it was not lickers, it was just dogs. Okay. And this is when a quick turn would be nice. No problem. We'll find more shells eventually. A manhole. I don't want to go down the manhole yet. I've got a bad feeling about that. We might have to, though. Because it might be another card door. Like the weapons supply. That might be another card door I'm seeing on the other end. I guess I won't talk about liquors anymore because we didn't see any yet. Well, we saw one, but it wasn't really in the right situation for me to talk about it. Yeah. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the zombie dogs here. These dogs are not... I already mentioned it a little bit. These dogs were not genetically engineered and bred to be zombie attack dogs. These are just normal police dogs, normal German Shepherds that were infected one way or another by the zombies in the area. It's her! It's her! The lady in the thumbnail!
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
Ooh, yeah. This is Ada Wong. She is an FBI agent, or so she claims. And she and Leon will have a very storied history together. Just exploring the area. Don't mind me, Ada. I'll leave that for now. I got a full heal. Handbrake is loose, but I can't move it alone. Okay, I'll talk to Ada. These models you finally saw up close. Oh, okay. Models you finally saw up close. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but I would say they're a lot better made compared to games like, again, pointing fingers at Rareware, Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark's models are okay. GoldenEye's models are kind of rough, honestly.
Ada, wait!
And I would even go as far to say, yeah, some Zelda models in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are just okay, you know, not good, but not bad. Where did she go? This door? Okay, that wasn't... Okay, I was clicking on the wrong thing. No data. What do you mean, no data? Did my internet cut out? Okay, well, I guess I had an internet blip there. It was not receiving enough. Okay, so you guys are experiencing a little buffering, I guess. Nothing happened. I entered the door and just been sitting here trying to figure out a fix. Yes, could you get rid of the widget thing? I don't need to know that it's poor quality. It shouldn't be anymore. Let me... That's Minecraft. I don't want to open them. Hang... That should have fixed it? No. Okay. We'll just keep going then. Well, that's never a good sign. Blue herbs cure poison. If we're getting our hands on blue herbs, that means we're getting ourselves into situations that we're going to get poisoned. It's never a good thing, is it? Who could this be?
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now!
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
It won't be easy. What's this here? Manhole opener. Well, that's convenient. Yeah, I guess I got my information a little bit wrong. Ada in this game is not, in fact, an FBI agent. I forgot about that. In this game, she is looking for her lost boyfriend, someone we learn about in Resident Evil 1. So returning players would recognize the name Ada, especially if they had just finished playing the first game. In the basement laboratory of the Spencer Mansion, the username we log into to open up the electronic locks is John, and the password to actually open them is Ada, implying that, you know, John, and I think we do get a note from John talking to Ada. Is this even fair? I don't even know if there's anything in these cages. But I got a feeling that if I don't put them down, they're gonna break out after me going in that manhole. So yes, Ada is currently looking for her missing boyfriend, who apparently was a researcher at Umbrella's lab in the Arklay Mountains. But if you know anything about this series, that was an obvious cover-up. We'll learn about that later. Besides, we all know that Leon is her real boyfriend. You know, you've seen the way they flirt with each other in the later games. The will they, won't they stuff. Man, sometimes it gets on my nerves. It's all in good fun, but just finish the story. Concluded in one way or another. I think that's good. Probably should use the probably should have used, I should say, the film before coming down here, but actually, let me go pick up the red herb first. There. So yes, characterization, and I think I was about to mention that with Ada's voice. That is the original voice actress for Ada, who also voiced her, I believe, in Resident Evil 4, and did not return for the remake, unfortunately. Truly unfortunately, because I think she did the best job by far out of any of the actresses that had played her. Portraying her as both, I would say, kind of a femme fatale icon figure, whatever you want to say. You know that kind of calmer, sexier tone of voice mixed with the assuredness. She knows what she's doing. You know, she's not clueless. I think that's kind of lost in especially 4 remake, but I think 2 remake shows that a little bit as well. Less of a, I don't want to say caring character, because she's not really super caring in this game. I'd say she's a little more caring in Resident Evil 4, especially the remake. Just her actions that she takes in the remake are a little bit more personable, you know, whatever word you want to use. The unfortunate thing is that her voice actor doesn't really reflect that. Voice actress, whatever. I would say doesn't really reflect that. She's kind of, at least she sounds cold and uncaring and, you know, kind of out of it, I would say. That's probably the best word for it, kind of out of it. She doesn't really, I don't want to say flirt would be the right word, but she doesn't really mess with Leon at all like she does in the original. She kind of just criticizes him, talks to him like he's a baby, and I'm not too appreciative of that. I think her character was done much better in these original games. However, I will say the direction they took her at the end of 4 doesn't quite match the ending of the original 4, and that's a good thing. At the end of the original 4, she's taking the sample, the T-virus sample, or not T-virus sample, Plaga sample to Wesker, and that's kind of it. We can infer that she takes it to Wesker, and that's that. In the remake, she commandeers the helicopter that's been sent to retrieve her and the sample, and turns it around, takes the sample for herself so that Wesker can't get it. You know, she learns about his plans for world domination, whatever. Unfortunately, Wesker's already recovered a sample of the Plaga through Krauser, who no longer works for Wesker like he did in the original, but instead was fully bought into the Los Illuminados cult. And I think that was an interesting change. It didn't make all that much sense to me, but I can't complain because, you know, it worked at the end of the day. I don't know what we're supposed to do in here. So I'll just leave.
Ada?
Oh.
I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD. It's a dead end.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
And now we're playing as Ada. Look at that beautiful portrait. A picture taken fairly recently. Who could that be? Is it John, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they were close. Between games 2 and I think up to 6, including all the side games, I believe. I think they got most, if not all, of the original voice cast for the side games. Ada was voiced by the same woman, who started voicing her in 2, and just continued to voice her throughout the series. But by the time 2 Remake came around, I don't think they fired her. I think she had just retired by then. I don't know the exact details, but they had someone different. And they did not have her reprise her role for 4 Remake. I don't know why. I don't think they fired her. I just think she didn't want to reprise her role. The confusing part to me is, if they didn't fire the original voice actress, or if the original voice actress didn't retire and they fired her, why would they do that when, she'd been voicing her for years? I guess technically they hired somebody new for Leon as well. And I think someone for Chris, Claire, all the main cast, I think they rehired. Drain water. Will you move it? There's some water. I see what we gotta do. I think I'll play to the end of this puzzle section until we control Leon again and I can save. Between 2 and 4, they changed Leon's voice actor, and I don't think that's an... I don't complain about that. Leon's voice in 4 is iconic. His voice in 4 Remake, while not bad, is not the same. And I know they were going for a less campy feeling, I guess would be the right word, a less campy feeling. In 4 Remake, they wanted to kind of lean more heavily into the seriousness of the situation. Okay, am I not seeing what's going on here? Maybe not. But I think that's just not only part of the charm, but part of what makes Resident Evil. It's never taken itself 100% seriously. Never, ever taken itself 100% seriously. And when it tried to, for the most part, it just didn't work. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, the game after 2, before 3, was Resident Evil Survivor. And that game, I'm almost 100% sure they were trying to make way more... Edgy's not the word I want to use, but mature, I think, is the word I want to use. The story was supposed to be this, like... Great, actually, I think I'm gonna push the middle block in place first so I can get out. Is that not the middle? I guess it's not our middle. Can I even get behind there? Am I doing something wrong? See, because those line up now. We don't want that to line up. Let me start this over. Give me a second. I think the only times they've made the game almost 100% serious and it's worked, from the sounds of it, 8, 8 was a pretty serious game. It had its goofy moments here and there, like with the Duke. I think the Duke is a pretty unserious character. 7 also, I think, was for the most part pretty serious. They had some quips and jabs here and there, but it wasn't like Resident Evil 1 mentioning Jill sandwich or anything. Yeah, what can I do with this? Is this unsolvable? Can I climb on top? I can! Okay. There's our answer. Nope. Nope. That's what we want. Nope. The only other story I'd say is mostly serious. Maybe 6, but 5, I think, tries to take itself pretty seriously, and for the most part, I think it works. I don't think 5 is. It's not all that goofy. It's inadvertently goofy. I mean, that's the game where the boulder punch comes from, so of course, it's. I don't think that was supposed to be a comedic moment. I think that was supposed to be like, whoa, look at Chris, he's so badass. But it just didn't turn out that way. Not really. But 1, 2, 3, 4, for the most part 5, inadvertently 6, 7 and 8 a few, had goofs and gaffes, intentionally or unintentionally. Like I said, 6 I think was inadvertently. That game it's bizarre. I have yet to play it. I've seen gameplay, I've seen some footage from the cutscenes and stuff. It's just weird. It's mostly action, and they age up some of the characters to, like Sherry Birkin. She becomes playable. It's bizarre, man. I don't know. What can I do with this key? Again, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Take yourself seriously, especially in the realm of horror. I'll shut up.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here. Think fast. Here's one more.
And shotgun ammo.
Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
Bye, Ada.
What? Ada, wait!
Oh. There goes Leon's girlfriend. And I guess this is where I shall put a pause on things. Sounds like running water. I think there's only one way forward for us. And it's that room that we went in last time that we couldn't do anything with. See, I haven't double checked. I'm pretty sure I clicked on normal mode, and the text there is light blue as opposed to dark blue, so I'm guessing that those are all on easy. I don't think a single one of those files went beaten. I think those are all save files that are just, stop midway through or something. It just baffles me that people don't want to finish something that they've started. Okay. That will be it for the evening. It's getting later and later, and I don't want to run on, 6 hours of sleep or whatever. Let me start this back up. Hang on. There we go. Just a little something for the outro. Move myself to the middle here. There we go. Gotta make sure this is lowered at the middle, I think. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a wild ride. Like I said, we're about halfway through. Got a couple more days before that. Let me know in the comments. I will check them. What you're thinking you want to see more Crow Country or more another playthrough of Elisa or something, or more Pizzeria Sim. Heck, I'd even maybe buy another FNAF game. They're not expensive, about $10 each. Switch stuff too. I got some Nintendo Switch stuff and PS4. I know this is a popular one. I do have this game. I know people love it, and it's something I'd be willing to embarrass myself with. I'm not good at this game at all. Faith, the Unholy Trinity, finished Chapter 3. Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 5, 6, 4, whatever, Yeah, you have a nice night too. I'll keep you guys posted on what I'm thinking. I will check the comments on this video or live stream, I guess, but other live streams, I don't know if people commented or not. I can see it, but I haven't checked. I think that's all off the top of my head. Expect edited content on the main channel stuff here by November-ish. Maybe the end of October. I'll have a little more time. Maybe. Zelda, I'm still discerning that. I think it'd be easiest. FNAF 2? That game kind of booty cheeks, but I mean, I'll consider it. Yeah, I'm still leaning towards Twilight Princess. I think I've beaten that game in 100%ed it, I'll add. About 12, 16, 18 hours. If I do once a week in November, do like a Saturday stream, stream Saturday, it's about 12 hours. I could do like 4 or 5 each week. Majora's Mask would be standard. I replay that every November anyways. I did have a suggestion from one of my buddies, do a randomizer. I think what's it called? Ship 2 Arcadian does have a randomizer mod. I'd be interested in that. Ocarina of Time, yeah, I could play through that again, but I've already done Majora's Mask fully as live streams on the channel. The Ocarina of Time Master Quest videos I might pick back up. I might do that. Those might be the live stream. I've considered that. December, I don't know. We'll see. But because I was mentioning going to Japan, if everything goes smoothly, my spring semester is probably going to be pretty light. I'm probably going to be working most of that block before leaving in March-ish, which would give me some more time here on the channel to do more creative stuff. I want to get better at good video editing. I'm not bad at jokes and stuff, but I want to get better at like essay style content. For reference, visit Nintendo Black Crisis or Monster Maze or Zeltic, or the other side, on the horror side of stuff. Turn on my TV. Horror side of stuff. Vote for Holt. He's really good at what he does. Unwithered Truth, really good. Vote for Holt isn't theories, but you know, still. Peanut Butter Gamer, all their editing is phenomenal, and I know PBG uses outside editors for some of his stuff, but what he does edit is very good. King of Skill, all these people have years of experience, I know, but I want to get better at better edited stuff. You know, what I'm doing is good, but it's not great. So that will be something I think I'm working on here in the future. And look out for that, because I got some big stuff I gotta cut down here soon in the future. I think that's all for now, for real this time. So, thank you all for tuning in. Small but mighty. Hopefully our little community here expands a little bit more. We'll see if my more edited content helps with that. I got some good stuff in the works. But good morning, good evening, good night. Be safe out there, and God bless. I'll see you all tomorrow.